Everyone thinks Jade is the guy who's going to crack the code and get everyone out. They're wrong. There are 3 pieces of evidence buried inside Season 4 that prove Jade isn't running from the trap. He's being groomed to manage it. And by the time you see the 3rd one, you're going to feel sick. Let's get one thing straight before we dive in. The man in yellow is not some ancient demon floating in the void, laughing at everyone. He's exhausted. Think about it. An eternity of maintaining a pocket dimension, keeping monsters fed, resetting the cycle every time the survivors get too close to the truth. That's not power. That's a prison sentence with a job description. So here's the question nobody's asking. What happens when the warden wants to retire? Because Season 4 has been quietly answering that question, one symbol at a time. And the answer has a name. Jade Herrera. Let's go back to the last time someone like Jade showed up in this town. Christoffel. Smart, charismatic, beloved. Victor's memories paint him as the kind of guy who could light up a room. Funny, warm, someone who used a puppet to make the kids laugh. Sound familiar? Christoffel started seeing the symbols, and then he snapped. Not slowly, not gradually. He was fine, and then he wasn't. And by the end, he orchestrated a massacre that wiped out every single person in the town, except a child hiding under his bed. Now look at Jade. Tech genius, sold an algorithm for millions, the kind of guy whose entire identity is built around the belief that every system can be broken. He started seeing the symbols. He's building 3-dimensional models of the cave networks. He found a hidden door in Colony House that he'd never visited in his current life. But his hands knew exactly where it was, because Christopher's hands had touched it before. The town isn't attacking Jade. It's not trying to stop him. It's teaching him. Here's the brutal part. Those symbols aren't puzzles. They're not clues left by some benevolent force trying to help survivors escape. They're a virus. Once you start seeing them, you can't unsee them. They colonize the mind, rewire the way you process the world, and they slowly replace you with something the town can use. Christoffel didn't go insane. Christoffel got installed. The difference between him and Jade? Jade has more raw material for the upgrade, a stronger processor, and the town knows it. So what happens to the person being installed when the process is complete? Stop thinking of the man in yellow as a villain. Start thinking of him as a government worker who can never clock out. He doesn't act like someone who enjoys this. He acts like someone running an infrastructure that will collapse the moment he stops maintaining it. He shapeshifts into Sophia, a grieving girl with dead eyes and a warm smile, not for fun. He does it because it's efficient, because the town needs a disruption, and he's the only one left who knows how to create one. Look at what he actually does in Season 4. He tears out Jim Matthews' throat. Not randomly, Jim was building radio towers, looking for physical, mechanical solutions to a metaphysical problem. Jim was noise. He was slowing down the people who were actually close to understanding, Tabitha and Jade. So the man in yellow deleted him. Then he feeds on corpses near the bottle tree. He whispers through radios pretending to be a dead child. He bleeds into Henry's whiskey glass to rewire his memories of reality. This is not the behavior of something powerful and free. This is the behavior of something that is working very, very hard to hold things together. And here's the thing about system admins. When they've been running the same broken server for decades, when the code is outdated and the maintenance is endless, they look for a replacement. Someone who already speaks the language of the system. Someone the system has already started to teach. The man in yellow isn't Jade's enemy. He's Jade's predecessor. Here's where it gets mathematically terrifying. The symbols Jade keeps seeing, the ones carved into cave walls, hidden in floor plans, mirrored in Christopher's old drawings, they're not ancient witchcraft. They're not religious iconography. They are Christoffel symbols, a real mathematical framework used in physics to describe how space and time bend around curved surfaces. how coordinates shift across dimensions, how the geometry of a place determines what's possible inside it. The town isn't magic. The town is a warped topology, a pocket of space-time folded in on itself with its own internal geometry. And the symbols are the source code describing how that geometry works. And Jade? He's a software developer who sold a complex algorithm for millions of dollars. His entire career was built on reading systems, finding their logic, and building something new on top of them. The town didn't pick him by accident. Look at what Jade has actually done in Season 4. He built a physical, three-dimensional model of the cave network. He figured out that the bottle tree grows directly over the sacrificial chamber. He realized that pulling up the tree would expose a ceiling gap that could serve as an emergency exit from below. That's not someone fumbling toward an escape. That's someone learning the admin interface. And here's the detail that should stop your breath. The RV map from early in the series, when you flip it upside down, it matches Christoffel's symbol almost perfectly. The map was never directions out. It was a schematic. And Jade has been reading it correctly for seasons without realizing what he was reading for. The man in yellow looks at Jade the way a programmer looks at a system that's finally ready for deployment. The question is Jade aware of the update being installed? Here's where Season 4 has placed every single one of us. Episode 8 ends with the man in yellow standing over Tabitha, cold and precise, telling her, "You're about to do something you've never done before. You're about to unleash a type of suffering you can't even begin to imagine." He's not bluffing. Jade's plan, uproot the bottle tree, descend into the chamber, retrieve the children's bones, and free their souls, sounds like the hero's journey. It sounds like the answer. But what if the children's bones aren't just remains? What if they're load-bearing walls of the pocket dimension? What if removing them doesn't free anyone? It collapses the barrier between Fromville and the outside world and lets everything in. And what if Jade, at the moment of that choice, is no longer fully Jade? What if the symbols have done their work? What if the man in yellow, exhausted, ancient, desperate, finally steps aside, and Jade steps forward without even knowing he's been rewritten? Because that's the real horror the show has been building toward. Not monsters at the door. Not a town you can't escape. The real horror is a man who thinks he's saving everyone, while every decision he makes tightens the trap around them. Jade is at a crossroads right now. He can use everything he's learned to shatter the loop from the inside, or the loop absorbs him, gives him a yellow coat, and starts the cycle again with someone new arriving on a road that curves back on itself. Either he breaks the chain, or he becomes the chain. 2 questions I need you to think about before next week. 1. If Jade becomes the new man in yellow, does that mean somewhere in the town's history, the original man in yellow was also once someone just like Jade? How many Jades have there been? 2. The boy in white told Sophia, "You're gonna lose this time." Does that mean Jade's cycle is the first one where the math actually breaks? Or is the boy in white just wrong? Drop your answer below. Drama Crypt's comments section is the one place where the theories are as dark as the show. If this breakdown hit different, subscribe. New episode of From drops June 21st, and we'll be here the minute it airs.